It's no secret I'm a pretty big fan of trackballs. I have daily driven a trackball of some kind over the last 20 years, and have used everything from Logitech and Kensington to ProtoArc and Elecom, thumb-driven and finger-driven variants. But it was around 7 years ago that I discovered the Elecom Huge, and have used this device almost exclusively ever since. While this is my favorite trackball ergonomically, it is also missing a bit of the polish that we see on some more modern devices. But just this last month, Elecom announced the successor to the Huge, known as the Huge Plus. Today we're going to take a look at it, see what's changed with the new model, and see if I found the trackball that I'll be using for the next 7 years. Welcome back to Craft Computing, everyone. As always, I'm Jeff. So it's been about 4 years since I did my first review of the Elecom Huge, and nearly 7 years since I first bought this mouse. And while I've used trackballs since the 90s, the Huge is the first trackball to completely replace a standard mouse for me. In fact, it's even replaced my favorite input device in macOS, and that is the Magic Trackpad 2. In fact, I own 3 Elecom Huge trackballs and use them for everything from daily tasks, video and photo editing, and even for gaming. But as much as I am a fan of the Huge, I've also been begging for an updated version of my favorite mouse. The Huge is available in 2 different versions, a USB wired and an RF wireless model, with either model you choose costing roughly $60 over on Amazon. And I have used both models extensively over the years. Outside of the different connectivity options, they are identical in build and features. The main draw of this mouse is obviously the 52mm trackball, but the ergonomics and customization is what made me fall in love with the Huge in the first place. In total, you have 12 fully programmable inputs, allowing you to make basically any mouse button do anything you want, from simple inputs to full-on macro commands. Now, the Huge is a finger-driven trackball, which I greatly prefer over thumb-driven designs. Your thumb is responsible for 3 different buttons. By default, we have a left click here on the bottom button, and then a forward and a back button here on the top, along with a multi-directional scroll wheel here in the center. On top of just vertical scrolling, you can also push the wheel up or down for horizontal scrolling, or push the wheel in for a traditional mouse center click. Back on top of the mouse, there are a pair of buttons on either side of the 52mm trackball. The one directly to the right of the trackball is the mouse right click, with the other 3 having no default function, but available for programming through Elecom software. But the software, how do we put this nicely? It's beyond dated. While programming does save to the mouse, meaning that custom functions will follow the mouse, not just the PC that's running the software, it was also clunky and unreliable and would often fail when saving changes to the mouse. And while it's nice that Elecom offers the Huge in both a wired and a wireless version, I've also been spoiled by more modern devices having multiple connectivity options built in, be it wired, RF, or Bluetooth. The wired version has a built-in cable that's not user replaceable. And that's almost bit me once already, as I pinched this cable right here when I was closing up a PC case. And while I didn't sever the internal wires, I did completely destroy the wire casing. I've covered it in electrical tape and it's held up so far, but this is definitely not a permanent fix. And to permanently fix it, I would need to disassemble my mouse, source a new USB cable, and then solder it to the board. Not exactly the best of scenarios. You know what would be really nice is if I simply had a USB-C or a USB micro port on the front of the mouse that I could put my own cable into. Hey, wild idea. As for the RF wireless version of the Huge, I talked in my last video about interference issues that I had had quite frequently. How the mouse would completely drop out if I was transferring files to a USB drive that was plugged into the same hub as this mouse, or using a USB HDMI capture card. And forget about using the RF wireless version in an office environment where 2.4 GHz radios and emitting devices are prevalent. The RF barely survives a thumb drive. There's no chance it works within 50 feet of a microwave. And last but not least, I've also dabbled in replacing the bearings on my original Huge here, dropping in some synthetic ruby balls to make the trackball track smoother. It's a mod that I was very happy with long term, and simple enough to do that I'd recommend anyone with an Elecom Huge do the same. In short, I love the ergonomics and functionality of the Huge, but wanted connectivity of modern devices, along with a bit of a nip and tuck to the software. And what we got, finally, is the Elecom Huge Plus. Before we get started, I guess full disclosure, while Elecom has sent me a couple mice for review in the past, every Huge and Huge Plus that you see in this video has been bought with my own money. Which is funny, because I'm required to give disclosures if a company sends me a product to alert you of any potential bias. But I tend to spend money on things that I truly love, so if anything, I'm a bit more biased in this video than I would be had Elecom just sent me another random mouse. I love this product and I'm not going to pretend that I don't. All that said, we've got to start the review somewhere. So first up, let's talk about the price. Thanks to the New World economy and countless winning that we're doing here in the US, the new Elecom Huge Plus is now $130, double the price of the original. Physically, the mice are absolutely identical outside of the connectivity and DPI options that are here under your thumb. We'll get to that more momentarily. We have the same 12 programmable inputs, the same 52mm trackball, only this time in a nice bright silver color, and the same ergonomic layout where every finger lands exactly where it needs to. You even get the same left-handed support, that being a giant middle finger to 12% of the population. So sorry left-handed people, it's just not economically viable to cast this in a mirrored version with all new molds, I'm assuming. What is different is basically all of the complaints that I had with the original. Rather than a built-in USB cable, we've now got a USB-C port on the front for both charging and connectivity. Now, plug in the cable you want and just use that. Now you notice that I said for data and charging, and that's because there are no longer a wired and a wireless version. The Huge Plus is a single mouse, which includes USB-C wired, a USB RF dongle under the door, and Bluetooth 5.3 all on board. Under your thumb on the original Huge was a 3-mode selector for selecting your DPI response, adjustable from 500 to 1500. The Huge Plus has the same DPI adjustment available, but it's on a brand new button that's sitting right here. The switch now selects your input mode between wired, RF, and Bluetooth. The added bonus of the same mouse having multiple connectivity options means that you can use the Huge Plus on multiple devices without moving cables or dongles around, which is something that I do on this desk quite a bit when I'm testing out PCs. If you have a laptop or a secondary PC and want to connect this mouse to it, you can simply flip a switch here on the side rather than having to move a dongle from one machine to another or unplug the cable and plug it into something else. It's all just right here. But the new physical features don't stop there. Like I mentioned, I did a bearing swap on my first Huge and was really happy with the results. In fact, it was such a common mod that Elecom decided to forego using tiny individual ball bearings. Instead, they designed an all-new carrier that holds a standard roller bearing, and they're user replaceable. And they include the tool. Under the door next to the RF receiver is a small gray tool that will let you pull the roller bearings out from underneath the trackball. But man, these new bearings, because we're using rollers instead of balls, there is a completely different feel to this mouse from the original Huge. Moving directly from the original to the Plus is so much smoother, and anecdotally, feels like it needs a lot less force to start moving. There's a lot less rolling resistance in the trackball, which means an easier time making fine-tune adjustments on screen, as little movements like this are so much easier than they were on the Huge. However, things do get a little weird with faster movements, and let me show you kind of what I'm talking about. When moving the mouse from side to side on the screen, I tend to flick the trackball in the direction that I want to go, and then I will catch it while it's rolling and then fine-tune the landing. When it comes to smaller movements, I feel like I am more accurate on the Huge Plus than I was on the original Huge. But those faster flicking movements seem to introduce a slight vibration, and the ball makes almost a slight ratcheting sound now. It seems to travel smoothly and track just fine, but the noise and feedback changes, making it a bit harder to tell how quickly your mouse is actually tracking. But while I can hear this, it doesn't seem to cause any problems and is just occasionally slightly annoying. So I've been using the Huge Plus for roughly about 3 weeks now. So what is it like to actually use? Well, when I say that the original Huge is my favorite mouse of all time, then the Huge Plus being physically identical, yeah, I'm going to give it a solid review. The shape of the Huge fits my hand perfectly, with all my fingers naturally finding their places on each button. And while I leave most of the buttons on their default mappings, I do have a couple features that I like to map to make my life easier. My main machine here on my desk is a Mac Mini, and mapping F1 right here to Expose means that I can see all of my open windows without even removing my hand from the mouse. I've also got function 3 over here mapped to mute my speakers. So if I have to answer a phone call or someone walks in while I'm watching a video or whatnot, I can literally just tap a button on my mouse and mute it. I don't have to find the mute button on my keyboard or open a menu to mute it. It's just right there. Like I mentioned though, every single button and input on this mouse is fully programmable. From simple button remapping, let's say you want your left click to be on the forward button instead of on the lower left click button. You can totally do that. You can swap this for any mouse layout that you want. You can have it do simple commands like copy, paste, or mute, or you can program in keyboard macros and completely automate complicated tasks. And what's better, the software for Huge has received a massive update and is far more usable than the previous version. Though, to be fair, the new software also works on the original Huge, so the upgrade kind of bumped the old mouse up as well. So after 3 weeks, do I like using the Huge Plus, and would I recommend an upgrade if you have an existing Huge, or recommend this as your first trackball? Obviously, I'm a fan of the ergonomics, the form factor, the button layout, and the customization, and none of that has changed from the original. The ball size might be the same 52mm as the original, but the switch to roller bearings over bare ball bearings does give the new Huge a markedly different feel. It is noticeably smoother at lower speeds, but like I mentioned, does seem to have a bit of a vibration when flinging the ball around that wasn't there in the original. However, my original also didn't roll as far or as long. But that could also be the fact that this is a 7-year-old mouse that has seen daily use. So I am liking my transition so far, both for workstation and for gaming use. This really is the same device, just refined in a number of key ways. At the same $60 price point, had they just given me a replaceable cable, I'd have replaced my old mouse in a heartbeat. But the new Huge Plus isn't $60 like the original. It's $130, which does make it a much harder sale. The new wireless connectivity options, along with the user replaceable cable, user replaceable roller bearings, are all excellent add-on features to an already awesome mouse. It's not as affordable as it was before, but you can say that about basically anything these days. What's nice is the Huge Plus seems to be available in addition to the original Huge, as it's not replacing it entirely. That means if you want the original still, that's still only going to run you $60. And if this is your first toe in the water when it comes to trackballs, that's a much easier price to swallow than $130. Whether the upgraded features are worth it to you is going to come down to what do you need out of your mouse. Are you constantly moving between multiple devices and have an itch that only a trackball can scratch? $130 might not sound so bad. Now, obviously, I've already made my choice, as I now have 2 Elecom Huge Pluses on my desk to go along with the 3 original Huges that I already purchased for all of my PCs. I'm a little crazy. But if you're interested in either the Huge or the all-new Huge Plus, I will have affiliate links down in the video description, so you can go pick up 1 or 5 up for yourself. On your way down there, make sure to drop this video a like and subscribe to Craft Computing if you haven't done so already. Follow me on social media at Craft Computing for daily shenanigans like this. And if you like the content you see on this channel and want to help support me in my trackball addiction, head on over to patreon.com/craftcomputing and drop me a subscription. As a bonus, you'll get exclusive access to my Discord server, where you can chat with myself as well as all the other hosts from Talking Heads. And that's going to do it for me in this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Cheers, everyone. Oh, that is sweet. It's supposed to be sour. Stay watching. You're going to want to hear that one. Beer for today was sent over again by my Secret Santa over on the Craft Computing Discord, so thank you again. This is the Beer Nerds, a sour ale with strawberry, cherry, lemon, and grape Nerds candy. What? Brewed and canned by Mortalis Brewing Company, LLC, Avon, New York. Clocking in at 6%. Oh, wow, that is dark. That is dark and syrupy thick. Wow. Okay, there it splashed. You want some laminar flow? I got you some laminar flow. I have so many thoughts, and yet I also don't know what to think. That's going to take some time to process. Okay. It smells like soda syrup. Good God, that is sweet. Oh. It smells like syrup that you would buy for a snow cone or a shaved ice. It is that incredibly sweet and thick and condensed. That is such a condensed flavor. And this is supposed to be a sour ale. That is among the most sickly sweet things that I've put into my mouth in a very long time. This is sweeter than regular soda. This is sweeter than Mountain Dew. I don't taste nerds. But man, is that a wild array of fruit juices. I don't think I dislike this beer. But it is so concentrated and intense. I think 2 ounces would have been plenty. I definitely did not need 16 ounces of this beer. As if I didn't have enough candy over the December holidays that I needed to enter January by drinking literally one of the thickest fruited sours that I've ever had in my life. Jammy sour. Jammy sour isn't even approaching the level of thickness that this beer has. It's crazy. All right. I don't think I need to buy any nerds for the next 6 months now.